What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. If you're rocking with this content, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But today, I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on Complex Magazine's ranking of the top media personalities in hip hop. Yeah, Complex came up with a list of their top 25 most powerful folks in hip hop media, and this was their criteria for it: commentary and banter, consistency, viral moments, and content integrity. So those are the four criteria going into it, but let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this list. Starting at number 25 is Jazzy, who's this 12-year-old girl who interviews well-known artists. Now, I've only seen a few of her interviews, but I can't hate on what the young girl's doing. To me, it's a little surprising that she made the list, but hey, I hope she continues to win. At number 24 is Nyla Simone, who I'm not familiar with other than that she worked under Charlemagne the God, so I can't really speak on her much. I'd have to tap in. At number 23 is Sway. Now, Sway has been this legend in hip hop as far as I can remember, and his show still pulls in big numbers, so I think the placement for Sway is too low. I mean, he doesn't do the bullshit, so that's probably why. At number 22 is Nardwuar, another legend who is one of the most unique in the game. I can't say that I watch him all that much regularly, but the man does go out of his way to prepare for folks' interviews. So I got a lot of respect for him. At number 21 is Anthony Fantano. So Fantano has been putting in work on YouTube ever since the 2010s. I mean, the man is basically the face for online music reviews. So I do think his spot is well deserved on this list. Now, I know some folks hate on him because he can come across as pretentious and he does tend to favor more abstract artists. But Fantano's consistency and his passion for music is next level. So I'm glad that he made the list. Number 20 is Nadeska Alexis. She's also someone who I'm not familiar with, so I'd have to do the knowledge before saying any more. At number 19 is Adam 22. So he is one of the most polarizing figures in hip hop media next to Vlad or academics. I would say I've been on the fence about Adam 22 for a while because he can definitely give off those culture vulture vibes and he's often involved with the bullshit. But I will say one good thing about him. He has given black and brown people jobs. He's putting them in positions of power, so I can respect that. It made me look at him in a different light, even though I don't entirely trust him at the same time. Number 18 is Big Boy from Power 106, not Big Boy from Outkast. So I'm glad that Big Boy made this list, as he is this respected OG who has been a strong voice for West Coast hip hop for a long time. At number 17 is Brandon Jinx Jenkins. So to keep it a buck, I haven't listened to him all that much, but I will say he does come across as a thoughtful guy who actually cares about music. So I'm gonna have to give him a chance and subscribe to his platform off the strength of that alone. At number 16 is Peter Rosenberg. So I know Rosenberg can come across as corny, pompous, and someone who tries way too hard for acceptance. But I think that he genuinely loves hip hop and his heart seems to be in the right place most of the time. And his overall knowledge of the culture is pretty vast. I mean, he's definitely a purist who prefers a certain type of hip hop, but Rosenberg, he knows his stuff at the end of the day. Number 15 is Funk Master Flex, one of the top mixtape DJs of all time, who still pulls in big time views. Yeah, I think his spot is well deserved, although I'd probably rank him higher. You know, as Flex has been the face of Hot 97 for decades, and he does go out of his way to stay relevant and connect with younger artists. At number 14 is Angela Yee. So while I can't say that I tune into Angela Yee much at all, she does put in work, so I get why she's on the list. However, she is way too high in my opinion, and personally, I find her focus on gossip to be too much. At number 13 is Ebro from Hot 97's Ebro in the Morning. So Ebro can be a troll and rub people the wrong way, no doubt about it. But I still respect his hip hop opinion for the most part. And like Rosenberg, Ebro's knowledge of the culture is pretty strong. And he just seems like an intelligent person overall to listen to, even on topics unrelated to rap. Number 12 is Angie Martinez, a big time radio legend in hip hop since I can remember. But I am a little surprised she's that high on the list, as I didn't really know she was making moves at that level currently. At number 11 is Jason Lee. So to keep it a buck, I'm not familiar with this cat, but just from glancing at the description, his taste seemed too watered down for me. He seems a little too commercial, too safe. Number 10 is Math Hoffa. So I am subscribed to My Expert podcast, and I respect the work that Math Hoffa has been putting in on the show. He has a lot of great guests, and I dig the barbershop format. You know, he's coming from the battle rap scene, so he does focus a lot on lyricism, which is dope. Yeah, he most definitely deserves to be in his top 10. Number 9 is DJ Vlad. So all the charges against Vlad are probably true. He's a fed, he's a culture vulture. That stuff checks out. But I will say, despite those criticisms, I feel Vlad actually likes hip hop, as crazy as it sounds. It's just that he loses big points when it comes to integrity. At number 8 is Elliott Wilson. Now, obviously, Elliott Wilson is a veteran hip hop journalist ever since the Ego Trip days. And you gotta have some respect for this guy, given the amount of time he's put in and his consistency. But at the same time, Elliott Wilson also comes across as someone who's very safe and possibly like he's in the pockets of a Jay-Z or Tidal. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I get overly excited to watch B. Dot or Elliott Wilson. There's worse. But I feel they are a little too industry compromised. At number 7 is Carisha from Revolt TV. She's someone who I'm not familiar with at all, but she's very high on the list. Number 6 is Kai Cenat, who I have no clue about. I see he is a part of the Twitch community, which I'm not. I know that sounds super old head of me, but it is what it is. At number 5 is Nori. All right, so with Nori, he's a likable guy who tries a little too hard to be like. As a result, Nori rarely pushes back in interviews, which is mad annoying, and also he doesn't really ask great questions. That being said, I do like the concept of Nori giving flowers, and it seems like this show has really helped to bring more awareness to veteran MCs and legends in hip hop who don't get nearly enough exposure. So that's a positive. And I do understand why Nori would be in the top 5 based on this criteria. And number 4 is Gilly and Wallow. So I try to watch $1 Million Worth of Game when it's an artist who I'm interested in. Do I watch it religiously? No. But I do think that Wallow is this thoughtful and deep cat who genuinely wants to motivate people and to put them on the game. And Gilly, on the other hand, is the comedian. He's not as serious, and he seems to care less about integrity. So I can understand why this combination works and why they would be in the top 5. And number 3 is Charlamagne the God. So just like with $1 Million Worth of Game, I will watch The Breakfast Club, but only when I like the artist. But I do think that Charlamagne is a very intelligent cat who will push back and keep it 100 for the most part. I don't always agree with him, and I feel he does tend to lack some knowledge of what's going on the underground scene, but most of the time he knows enough about music. At number 2 is Academics. So whether you love or hate this guy, he has carved out a lane for himself. I am subscribed to him, but I rarely watch Academics, to be honest. I think the only time I checked for Academics was when he covered the Takeoff and the Dolph case, because he would bring that up to the minute details. But yeah, he's also a clout chaser and a culture vulture, and too high on this list. And at number 1, they picked Joe Budden, and I can't say I'm too surprised that he received the top slot. I don't consistently watch his podcast, but he is the face of podcasting like a Joe Rogan. What does annoy me about Joe Budden, though, is that he acts like he doesn't really listen to rap, and that might be true, but that whole shtick is a little annoying. So yeah, overall, this list is what I would expect from when major publications do a list. Is it better than the Billboard one? Yeah, but that's not saying a whole lot. But now I'm gonna hit y'all with the folks who I think should have made the list. These are the people who they may lack the viral moments, but they damn sure make good content. I would include Talib Kweli's podcast and King Crooked, Crook's Corner. I'd also throw in PSA Reloaded with 3 Letterman. Now 3 loves hip hop. He focuses on lyrics, battle rap, and underground. And Doggy Diamonds, how is he not on this list? That's baffling to me. Bootleg Kev. I don't mind Bootleg Kev. He doesn't seem to do a lot of bullshit, and I think he genuinely likes hip hop. I'd also add Dirty Glove Bastard, or as most people are familiar with, Off the Porch, as they tend to shine the light on Southern trap artists, and they don't ask questions that's going to get folks jammed up. Why not Be High ATL? You know, he's in Atlanta, down south, historian, no doubt. How about Lord Jamar, as you were getting his knowledge and unique perspective? Also, you could probably throw in Rob Markman. But yeah, those are my thoughts at the end of the day. There was too much of a focus on viral moments, but there are some cats who I respect on here that deserve to be on the list. But yeah, there's a lot of watered down stuff. But it's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, it's peace and blessings. One.